Hi everyone, have a nice day. This is my first video on YouTube and any other platforms like Facebook and all that. Basically, I am a teacher in Sri Lanka, so I teach many students in my classes. Today I'm going to share some thoughts about online teaching. So the world has switched from the teaching methods from classroom teaching to online classroom teaching. So many teachers find it difficult to uh, adapt into the online teaching because many teachers shy on camera and they are very shy to face the camera and engage with students through online. So today I'm going to share some tips to help teachers to enhance their presenting ability and to engage in online teaching tips. Okay, now I'm going to show you some tips and share some information about share my thoughts about the tips. The first one is to practice. So this is very important when you are doing an online classroom. That means if you don't practice, you will fail in the online classroom. So don't keep it as a fear that you have to believe. First you have to practice well and you have to believe that you can do this class through online. And so the best way to do that is to practice with relations or your friends. First try it with your friends, then keep your motivation up and think that you can do this anyway. And learning never ends. Next point is to note that the second one, keep it simple. So if you these online classes are difficult for both students and teachers. So if you first do an advanced lesson to students, that may fall up into a very difficult way of understanding for your students and to you to conduct the class. So keep it simple and explain it slowly, step by step, and eventually you will come to a level that you can conduct your class very well. And the third point is the engagement. So in online classrooms, if you are the only one talking, so the students will very bored and that will lead the class to a dead end. That means they can't understand what you say and they will feel sleepy in the class. And so therefore the engagement is very important in even in real classrooms and online classrooms also. So to make the engagement, you have to ask them questions and ask them to read phrases and ask them to share their experience in the class. And number four point is structure. So every teacher has their own structures to conduct the class, even in the real classroom and in the online classroom. So don't change your structure in the real classroom. Don't think that the real classroom structure will uh, think that it will not match this online classroom. No, that is very good and you are teaching very well. And adapt that structure, real classroom structure to online classroom, because don't change the structure, because in real classrooms student loved your structure, then you have to conduct the same structure in the online classroom. But you have to amplify, you have to add some technology on your structure. That's all you need to do, and the students will love your lesson and love your teaching. And the next point and number five is make it personal. Okay, so before going to that, the structure, I have some suggestions with this structure, that you can divide your lesson plan to three parts. That first one is the warm up, and the second one is the lectures, and the third one is practice. So warm up, you can do warm up activities in the class at the beginning of the class, and next the lecture, and at the last part you have to do the practicing part. Otherwise the students will get bored and students will forget your lesson. So these three act structure, this given three act structure, you can use it for your classrooms. And next point, as I mentioned, make it personal. So let your students to share their experiences, hobbies, and what they do in their daily life. So if you don't make it personal, they will feel this is like a random lesson in their school. So to make it personal and to make it an good lesson to students to hear it very well and to understand it very well, so you have to keep this personal and you have to ask them questions and share their experience. In the next point, number 6 is preparation is very important, so you have to let your students know that what lessons to be covered and what will they be learning in next week and the next coming month, what they will be learning, because it's very important that if you are keeping a list of lessons that students can understand that we are learning this in this month, so they are aware of the lessons and they will actively engage in the lesson in online classrooms. And the next point, the seventh one, is reviewing. So reviewing is very important. So you might have classes for 2 hours or 1.5 hours. So at the end of the class, save some time, at least 10 minutes, to review what you have taught in the day. So reviewing is very important. So if the students parents asking if the students parents asked your students what you have learned today, so they have to have an answer that I have learned this one and this one and this one. So let them remind let them remind their lesson at the end of the class. So last 10 minutes is very vital and you have to make it your best shot in last 10 minutes to reviewing the lessons learned in the class. So next one is make it real. So you have to make it real, like, so if you go through the lecture again and again, and if you are doing the talking all the time, so that will be a boring class for your students. So to make it real, so you have to show some posters and you have to show some objects and you have to show anything that related to your lesson. So that is very important to keep your students engaged in the lesson. So next one is diversity. So sometimes I have seen some teachers do teaching only on one area. That means if you are doing a language class like English teaching, so you have to focus not only on writing but also speaking. Let them speak their selves and ask them questions and share their readings and share their creative things in the group in this online class. So that is very important. So diversity is an important fact, that if you don't use diversity in online classes, you might fail to deliver a good lesson in the online class. Next one, last but not the least, this is very important. So if you look like grumpy and if you look like tired in your class, that means the students not going to love your lesson. So please keep a simple smile with your students and try to make it a good one in your online classes. So that's all 10 points now I would like to share with you. So thank you everyone. So hope this video enhanced your knowledge on online teaching, and don't fear to do online teaching, because we have to step to it today or another day. So please share this video and share this knowledge with teachers. Thank you everyone. Thank you.